Is it like really loud? No, it's okay. There you go.
We're good.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Good morning.
Who's
Good
frozen?
morning.
Do you guys see Frost?
It is freezing.
Bird.
No boots on. Some of our students on board. Good morning. Good morning. They love new names.
Chat's open, guys. Welcome. Chat is open.
Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Show the chat's open. I don't see anybody. Where are you guys?
They're still frozen, bitch.
They're frozen.
They're defrosted.
They're warming out of their hand.
We're like iguanas.
Exactly. Good. All right. I'm just checking on you guys. All right. Now they're alive. Woo! Defrosted. Man, it gets in the 50s. I was freezing too. So I'm not
I
kidding.
know. Don't go on your balcony, Anish. You'll freeze.
You should have woken up earlier. It was in the 40s.
I was out and get my coffee in the 40s.
Oh my gosh. Get the winter coat out.
I was.
Hey.
I had the seat warmers on for a second. The steering wheel. No, I'm kidding. That's overkill.
You don't make coffee at home, huh?
Delani likes your music choice.
Oh, thanks, guys. Oh yeah, 5:35. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But good for you.
Good for you, right? Definitely cold this morning. I think it's supposed to warm up later today. So tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I'm in a way. I totally start. It's Jenny Garcia. Uh-oh. You know, it's a party when Jenny Garcia.
VIP, VIP.
Oh,
So,
Justin.
Yeah, I don't. No judgment, Justin. That would be me.
Yeah. You're not in Texas anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Juliana. All right. Wow. It's some application.
I love Angela's last name.
oh, I love it. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome. Want to go ahead and get started? Have one of our favorite classes today. It's been a minute. I'm excited. But sorry to turn the party off, guys. You know I don't like to do that, but we got work to do. And hopefully you guys are enjoying, most of you are enjoying hopefully a day off today. You're welcome that we didn't take a day off today because we're always on the clock here doing deals, Harry's properties, all sorts of fun stuff going on. So welcome, guys. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's staying nice and warm. Us Floridians, big day for us, popping the coats out and the Uggs and fuzzy socks. So hope everyone's having some fun doing that. But I do want to welcome you to our webinar today. This is BPM Maria, Broward, Palm Beach. Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida that is partnered with the National RIA, the National Real Estate Investors Association. My name is Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA. We have our CEO, Anish Dave, and one of our lead mentors and investors, Harry Diamond, on the virtual call today. And we have an awesome class for you guys. It's been a minute since we did this one, 20 ways to invest in real estate. Yes, we're going to talk about literally 20 ways to invest in real estate, but you're going to find out our favorites. So you'll see that in just a second. But in the corner, you'll go ahead and see that QR code. Feel free to scan that QR code at any point. That'll take you to our website where you can find all of our stuff. Give us a Google review, YouTube channel, social medias, book a call, all that stuff. So that link is there for you guys, and feel free to go ahead and scan that anytime. But today was a big day for us. It is the week before our quick start training, and we are raffling off our last free seat to the 2-day quick start. This is the last free seat we're going to give out. Well, just stick on to the end and you'll hear some extra things because we do know it's Veterans Day. That's why you guys are off today. And we do have a special treat for our veterans that Anish will go ahead and tell you guys in just a second. But if you're not a veteran, you still have a chance to win something. And by doing that, you just have to text Quick Start to 954-800-6961 for a chance to win a free seat at our 2-day Quick Start training. This is a $695 value. It will be going up next year. If you didn't hear that news already, it will be going up $200 across the board, members and non-members. So if you get your ticket now, this will be valid for all of next year, and you can lock in that lower pricing that we have right now. So go ahead and enter in for the raffle. Anyone can win this. It is a free for all, you guys. I'll pick the winner and announce it at the very end, and the details are in the chat for you guys. So good luck. Easy way to keep up with our events, text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line, and you will get those text message updates, such as today. You got a text notification letting you know about our webinar today. So go ahead and text that. Details are in the chat for you guys. And I just love this. It's so convenient, easy, and you get the link to register, or even if it's an in-person event, link to RSVP, and it's just so convenient. So make sure you guys get on there. And like I was mentioning, this weekend it is going down. This is going to be our last quick start training of 2025. So I know a lot of you guys are wanting to lock in that lower pricing. Trust me, I do have something special for you guys. I've been cooking up a Black Friday sale. We have this raffle today. We're going to be treating our veterans. We are thinking of everything to get you guys locked in at this lower pricing because you want to get it before it goes up $200. But this is going to be one of the coolest things we offer besides the coaching, of course. But I want to say this is one of the most awesome things that we offer because in just one weekend, you will learn how we are wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing here in South Florida. We have 4 incredible guest speakers. They're all business owners local here in South Florida that are part of our power team that help us get deals done regularly. So you want to be here with us on Zoom, live, cameras on, microphones on, with Anish, our CEO. He's going to be taking you through this entire training, 8 hours per day. It is a heavy training, but let me let me tell you guys, you are going to feel so much better after this. It's going to take away that fear. It's going to give you that confidence, and you are going to be equipped and knowledgeable to start doing deals after these 2 days. So go ahead and go to bpmquickstart.com, scan the QR code at the top, go to the upcoming events, link is in the chat, all the things. Make sure you do your research and get locked in this training where we're going to teach you how to get the deal, fund the deal, and close the deal. So we look forward to seeing you guys already who are locked in, and look forward to seeing who takes this next step and takes action. before the year ends. I know you guys want to get in here, so please get with me. And thank you guys for answering the poll. I want to do everything I can do to get you into this training, last one of the year. We will not have another one until January, and that's when the prices will be going up. So we'll see you guys this weekend on Zoom. Members, you guys get the special pricing, you get all the goodies, you get the National RIA benefit package, and I will be breaking the entire membership down into small digestible pieces for you guys in just a week or so. So please make sure you look at the webinar that I have up right now. I want to say it was November 19th, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was initially. I think it's Wednesday next week. I have a webinar breaking down the entire membership, what you get, why you need it, how to save money, how to make the most out of your membership, all of those fun things. So make sure you register for my webinar, get your membership set up by January, our next quarterly networking meeting. Start the year off right, get in for free. All my members get in for free for the networking events, and then their guests come in for only $10. So definitely want to get you guys all ready to go. Honestly, you guys, I want you guys to get your memberships before the December monthly meeting. And if you don't know what the December monthly meeting on Zoom is, then highly recommend you go check that out. And I will be talking about it next week in the webinar. So drop the link in the chat, get registered, get plugged in, because we are here to help make you guys very knowledgeable in all aspects of real estate investing, keeping your money, saving your money, making the most out of your money, and just expanding your wealth. So that's what we're here for, and that's what we teach, and we're here to support that. Last but very not least, coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Some of you guys may know we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring where we put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, please go book a discovery call. You can book this call on our website on bpmria.com. And it's going to lock in some time with you, with me, where I can give you one-on-one attention and also give you a brochure with a breakdown of everything we include in our programs, as well as the pricing information. We give you a laundry list of things that not all programs give you. And truly, honest and truly, the people that I've spoke to in the last couple weeks on these discovery calls are absolutely mind blown when I tell them that we put up the money for the deal. It is not something that you hear about often, and we know it. We know what we have our hands on, and we don't take it lightly. We know we have something special here, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So I'm telling you, that cold got me. Well, you guys, go book your discovery call on the website. I dropped the link in the chat. Also dropped my email in the chat for you. So please get in touch with me. I want to speak with you guys. We will be taking a break this holiday season, but I will still be taking those calls. So make sure you lock in your time with me, so I can give you that one-on-one attention and make sure that I give you everything I can give you to help you get to your real estate goals, because I know we all want different things, but I know we all want to be successful investors. So I'm here to help you do that. So, guys, please always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for everything they offer, dropping their website in the chat. This is where we have direct access to Congress, the voters' voice. We have so much education and amazing things because of the National RIA. I always want to take a moment to thank them. Also, thank all of our vendor partners on the website. Please go check them out. We are so grateful for them. They pop out to all of these quarterly networking meetings. They sit up the table. They want to meet with you guys, shake your hands, and they will be coming out again in January. So, if you're looking to meet with these incredible vendors, please make your way over to our quarterly networking meetings. We are more than happy to have you guys. We have treats, snacks, all the fun stuff. And they're there to literally help you. They want to help you build your team, your power team. That's what they're there for. They're there to answer questions and just support you and be there for you guys. So yes, we are recording today's webinar. Yes, I'm going to drop all the links in the chat for you guys to follow us on social media. So please, please, please put your questions in the Q&A section. Anish is going to go over many things in this webinar today, but we don't want to miss your questions. So pop those questions in the Q&A box. You'll see a box in your Zoom menu that says Q&A with a little question mark on there. So pop those in there, and then we'll be chatting with you guys in the chat because we want to see how you're feeling and make sure you're not a frozen iguana over there. So
Exactly. Thank you, Alexa. I
um,
appreciate it. And again, we want to salute our veterans today. I do have a special surprise. If you stay until the end of the webinar for our veterans, we kind of do things here kind of funny because I threw this on Alexa about 5 minutes before we came on the webinar.
yeah, we don't do scripts here. We don't do
We
scripts.
don't, we do not, right? And I'm very thankful for the young men and women that have helped protect us and allow us to do so many great things out there. So again, thank you guys for being veterans and really working with us, or if you have family members, all the above too. The other things also I do want to talk about a little bit. I know Alexa's talking about our membership. So some of the benefits with our membership is the Home Depot 20% rebate on paint, or I'm sorry, 20% discount on paint, 2% rebate. So
Yes.
our members last 6 months spent over $5 million. So that's the new numbers for us. So thank you guys putting money in your pocket. So make sure when you become a member of BPM RIA, not only do you get all the discounts with us from coming to the meetings or events, there's some great discounts out there too. So we want to thank you guys for that. Again, I know we've been kind of laughing about how cold it is. I know you would think a guy from Jersey, but I'm truly a Floridian. I realize I've been in Florida longer than I grew up in New Jersey too. So again, we're really excited today. I'm even excited the Miami Dolphins won today. Sunday too. What is going on? It is our week all the way through. So my name is Anish Dave. I do see a lot of new names today. And I am the CEO of BPM RIA. I am a licensed real estate agent since 2004. I'm a licensed mortgage guy. I've been in real estate, gosh, 25 plus years. When I started real estate, I had some hair. So when I started doing really well in real estate, I had no more hair to pull out. And once I really learned systems, it really changed my life. We have Harry Diamond here, Harry and Victoria Diamond, our mentors. Michael and Mabby, Denise and Lucian, and Taryn Ward are all mentors here. Harry, do you want to give a little background about you?
Well, I, like many of you, are new to this industry. I started 12 years ago with Victoria under the tutelage of Anish. We followed the leader, quickly shot up to be the #1 students, and now we're paying it forward to teach you to exactly what we did so that you too can be successful in this industry. It's a lot of fun. There's very little stress, which is what most of us want these days. And it's because we're doing it the right way. We're eliminating most of our competition. We're looking in areas that are a little easier than others. Or we'll go into more of that later. I don't want to take off Anish's smoke here, but
Yeah. So some of the things, as I talked about also, because I do have some new names here. So I made a lot of money in real estate. I was a great real estate investor from 2001 to about 2007 until the market crashed. So you old timers know what happened in 2008, the great big recession. So I literally went from millions of dollars to losing everything. I've spent well over $50,000 on the national program back then. I joined BRIA, which was the RIA before BPM RIA, before I renamed it. And I did their coaching program because I understood wholesaling and rehabbing. And I loved the idea, but I needed local mentors. And so, again, I took my last bit of money before I filed bankruptcy, February 10, 2010. I'm a Jersey kid that went to engineering school at Rutgers, and I realized I didn't want to be an engineer. And I also hated the cold weather. So I graduated from USF and was in the banking industry. So one of the things is after making millions, I literally lost everything. And I started rebuilding my life really through wholesaling was the main thing. My wife and I've been married 14 plus years and we love traveling. So one of the things we always say, are you living your best life? That's the question. How many guys put in the chat, are you living your best life? And for us, it's traveling. So we've been fortunate enough to go from Dubai to India, Taj Mahal, all through the Caribbean. We've been to probably, I don't know, close to 15 or 20 countries. In December, I'm looking forward to another trip just to check out also. And, it's this business that allowed me to do the things that I wanted. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time with my mom before she passed away. So, meaning I made sure that I spent a lot of time with my dad and my nephews and nieces. And one of the things that this business really did for me was I was able to buy my parents a house. So imagine they invested with me in 2008. They lost everything to an extent. They lost their main house. And it was this industry that got me the ability to buy them a house and pay cash for it too. The other mentors, one of the things that we've all realized is that we all love traveling a ton, and all the mentors were former students, so they know exactly where you guys are at. Also, some of the other things I've been up to, I've been working with the Miami Dolphins, their business combine. I am their wholesale rehab expert. I am also a board member of National RIA. National RIA is the organization that endorses real estate clubs. We have over 40,000 members, 120 chapters and affiliates. I do also work with the professional athletic community. If you guys have been coming to some of the meetings, if you're wondering who those big guys are, some of those guys are some of these local NFL guys, and they will also want to get into real estate too. So I do see a couple pack guys on board. We also have our student community. We do barbecues, happy hours, all the above. We go on our National RIA cruise. Highly recommend. I'm not sure how many seats are left. The next cruise is out of Miami from February 1st to February 8th. It's 7 days of cruising, education, fun, you name it. We have a great time. One of the things I've also been able to is meet Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, again, I wasn't a big fan of his social media end of it until I actually met him. He is passionate about helping young kids learn real estate and non-for-profit, which I thought was pretty amazing. And the other thing is also I was the first guest on Money Chat, a national TV show as the wholesale rehab expert. So I'm going to play a quick little video just to show you what we've been up to before we get started also.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Anish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They got very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great quick start seminar.
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Moss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this hack event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Nish Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it because I feel confident now of knowing what I want to do after meeting him and getting the base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position at the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
Which should be outdoor, should be one, two. All right. Go straight to the floor. Now at an angle, straight up and down. The seat is straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're gonna
Touch it twice.
destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. They're not gonna leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. They funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?
They're not gonna let your deal fall through.
So that was a quick look back. And so how many guys were actually at the turning point that we did with Marshall Silver last month? Put in the chat. Okay, so now you understand breaking wood, we ate fire, and unfortunately me hitting my face on there. So put in the chat if you hit your face also on the chairs at Turning Point.
Okay. No.
I'm just messing. I'm just messing. All right, guys. So what I want to know, right, today is about interaction too. So how many guys need to make more money in 2026? Give me a yeah, buddy. Oh, Cindy, thank you. I'm happy. I want a video of that too. Yeah. Okay. A couple of guys need to make more money, right? How many guys realize, right, that if you don't sharpen your skills, it's going to cost you money? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, some of you guys, they're too cold to hit the keyboard. And how many guys ultimately realize nothing's for free and you're gonna have to invest in yourself? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, a couple of you guys. Okay. Yep, I see some of you guys are alive, right? Okay. Fantastic. So let's talk about the 20 ways to invest in real estate. So how many guys are actually doing real estate right now? And if you are, what kind of real estate are you doing? So go ahead and put in the chat. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons of each of these things that we do. So wholesaling. So Harry, what is wholesaling?
Wholesaling is just selling a house for less than what it's worth. So basically buying it at a low price and selling it at a low price.
Yep. So right, you're literally not doing anything to the property. So how many guys are wholesalers or want to be wholesalers? Give me a yeah, buddy. Some of you guys are saying, look, I want to flip properties, right? You've been watching the TV shows, you've been watching everything, and you said flip or flop, I want something to look pretty. How many of you guys are rehabbers saying like, oh, I really want to work with my hands and I want to make it look pretty. I want to feel like I've accomplished something. Kind of curious which one you guys are. Okay, a couple of you guys. Well, Cindy, of course, right? You do both. Cindy is part of our contracting team. Many of you guys, if you've been coming to the meetings, you see her at a table, and her husband is Carl Shealy, our general contractor, right? The third option is traditional rental properties, right? I want to build a portfolio. How many guys say, look, I want to really build a portfolio? That's you, right? Some of you guys are saying yes, some of you guys don't. I want to build long-term wealth. Yep, some of you guys, okay. I'd love to have a portfolio. Yep, Juliana, yep. Okay, Ron, I totally get it. And some of you guys are saying, look, I want to really do short-term rentals, vacation rentals. There's a lot of money into it. And we're going to dive into a little bit deeper on all four of them, right? So wholesaling, what we do like about it is, guess what? It's minimal money down, right? So we have to get something under contract. How do we get something under contract? Very carefully. What Harry talked about was you want to buy something low, right? You have to leave enough room for the other person that's going to buy it from you to make money. So a lot of times what we've seen, right, is especially the newbies, and again, remember, I'm a licensed real estate agent, and I know some of you guys might be agents, so I'm not picking on you guys. And what I'm going to say is a lot of times agents will say, hey, Nish, I got this great deal at 400,000. And I said, okay, well, what's it worth? It's worth 425. And it needs updates on the kitchen and the bathroom. How many of you guys realize that's not a deal? Right? Many of you guys will start seeing that. So what Harry said was really important. You have to leave enough room for someone else to make money. And depending on the rehabber, right? Again, even if you don't want to rehab, you have to figure out those numbers. And the reason you have to figure out those numbers because when you call your end buyer and you say, hey, I got this great deal, Alexa, well, they're going to say, how much money do I have to put into it? Right? So again, with wholesaling, the pros are it's a little bit of money, right? So what would you guys put as a deposit? What would you guys put as a deposit if you're going to get something under contract here in South Florida? Again, today's going to be interactive, right? The more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of this. Okay. Cindy, I know Cindy's been around. $1,000? Yep. So what I'm going to tell you, we usually put a minimum of $1,000. So can you put something down for $10 down deposit? Absolutely. What I'm going to tell you in our market, we're cash buyers, $10 is not going to cover it. They're not going to take you serious. The most I put down on a deal is $50,000. The more you put down, the stronger the offer, right? On the rehab, right? Flipping properties, right? Some of you guys said, hey, I want to really fix properties. So what are some of the challenges, right? The pros are you should make more money. And we'll show you sometimes we actually make more money as the wholesaler sometimes than our rehabbers. The answer is both. What are some of the cons? What do you think some of the challenges are on the rehab if you're a rehabber? Some of you guys are rehabbers. So what would you put in the chat? And Harry,
color of the paint.
The what?
Picking the color of the paint.
Okay, well, that's not really a challenge, but I know you're playing around. I know it's a challenge for you. What are some of the challenges, guys? What do you guys actually right now? Harry and Victoria are actually working on a rehab too. So, what are some of the cons? Like, let's talk about it, right? So, what are some of the challenges that if you're new to flipping properties?
Challenges on doing rehabs?
Yeah.
Well,
challenges?
The money is always made in the buying, not the selling. So you want to make sure you buy it right. This one rehab that we're doing now, we ran the numbers and purchased the house before the market adjustment downward. So our comparables were 325,000. Now they're at 280,000. So right away, the first major one is resale price.
Mhm.
Costs going up, tariffs, other things. So cost on materials, time, cost money. Believe it or not, it could be $75 a day or more, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you multiply it by 30 for each month, it adds up very, very quickly. All of that's coming out of your profit margin. So you want to make sure that, not only do you know your numbers, but you want to have as minimal risk, minimal exposure time wise as possible. You want to have everything organized as best as possible, because there are factors that take place that are out of your control, which we're experiencing. Fortunately, we purchased this at the right price, at a low enough price where we will still make some profit. Maybe not as much as we thought we were, but we are. You never get hit. You never get hurt making a profit. So, and
Absolutely,
that's
right?
what this
So
whole system taught us.
yeah, so some of the other cons can be, right? Again, these are the things that people don't think about. Permits, right? All cities are not created equal. Some move really fast, some move really slow. I thought it was really important. It's not as much as we're seeing right now is on materials. During the pandemic, that was a challenge with the supply chain. Harry's right, depending on certain items because of the tariffs, prices have gone up also. He talked about the market has softened. So him softening, what I mean by 325 to 280 is different. Again, Harry and Victoria do rehab as well. We do very well on the rehab, so they're nice. So that could be one of the things out there. Cost of money, right? So luckily, I'm putting up the money for the deals. And if you're using hard money, you might have to come up with 20% of your own money plus repair cost. So these are some of the cons that can happen. The pros are you should make a lot more money, right? Traditional rental properties is fantastic, especially if they should be cash flowing positive, is what I'm going to say. The pros are, again, you're building long-term wealth. You could refinance properties and pull out the money. It's tax-free, are some of the pros out there. The cons, right? How many guys are landlords? Put in the chat. And if you want to put in the chat, what are some of the challenges you may run into when you're a landlord? Put in the chat. One might be evicting people, right? So I've had, yep, Jelani, crappy tenants. I agree with you. I've had some. The irony was my high end or the place on my North Miami Beach and Brickell, I had the worst tenants. My Section 8 tenants were actually better, right? People, yep, Ron, exactly, right? Depending on who's renting your tenants, or what they're renting. If you're property managing it yourself, right? So how many guys want to actually answer those phone calls when the toilet, the dishwasher? So that could be a challenge. Insurance, right? Definitely. Right now, insurance, what we've seen. I just renewed my insurance on my dad's house, and it literally went from 2,300 to 3,200. So the what?
That's nothing.
Yeah, no, I know. So what I'm saying is like if you're not building that in, is some of the challenge. Are your rents going up enough to cover it? Let's talk about, property taxes. So again, I'm picking a lot. I'm picking on Florida to an extent, and it just depends. So it depends on what market you're in, right? So yep, cost of fixing unforeseen issues. If you guys have been long-term landlords, right? Maybe big cap expenses, roof, right? AC, all the above. Short-term rentals are also fantastic. Antonio Lopez, who's one of our former students, loves short-term rentals, teaches about it. And some of the challenges are if you manage it yourself. So I remember when he first started managing it himself. I don't know, Harry, if you remember a little bit too. We were literally on the cruise, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't get this person in," and he's like scrambling. So the answer is yes to all of them, right? It just depends on your bandwidth. So those are all great. for different things. Crowdfunding. So what is crowdfunding? So crowdfunding is where you could literally invest with other people. There's an exchange out there. Amazon, actually, Jeff Bezos that has a crowdfunding program, and you could buy real estate, right? So the pros are you could literally get in for as little as $100, and you want to be in real estate, and you say, hey, look, we're doing this, and they're gonna pool all the money together. The other pro is that you're assuming that whoever is running the crowdfunding, their experience. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in there, right? You're leveraging their expertise. Depending on crowdfunding, because it's on an exchange, the liquidity is good. You can literally get in and out. You can buy and sell pretty quick. What's the negative? What could be some of the negatives of crowdfunding if you've ever heard of it? Right, the negative can be also it can be you're using the expertise of someone else, and maybe they're not as good as you thought. Right, is number one. You're pooling a lot of things together. It might be a bunch of properties or a bunch of different real estate items, and one part goes sour. So that could be a negative too. So again, there's some good and bad. I know some people have done crowdfunding. Personally, I have not. I'm not a big fan of crowdfunding. I don't want someone managing my money and hope for the best. So the other one is commercial real estate. How many guys want to be in commercial real estate? What does that mean? Commercial real estate, right? It could be multifamily, and I actually have a different category for multifamily, but it could be strip malls. It could be medical buildings. So the pros are, right? Hopefully it's a business in there. If it's triple net leases, right? Triple net leases, you're not dealing with anything, the taxes, insurance, or maintenance. You're pushing that on, right? To somebody else. What could be some of the cons? What are some of the challenges to getting to commercial real estate? What do you guys think? Harry, why aren't you not in commercial real estate? What do you think some of the challenges are?
I can't spell the word commercial.
Besides that.
I just got very spoiled being in and out, minimal risk, minimal exposure. I found a niche that works for me. Commercial can be very big money. We've trained some students that went off into the commercial market and are doing very well. There's a lot of wonderful things. We even had oh God, what was his name? I have his face.
Kyle?
The guy from Puerto Rico.
Sharif
Medawar. He was talking about triple net leases and owning the buildings, and that's a veritable gold mine. So he eliminates a lot of the tenants and toilets issues by doing that. So there's all sorts of things. I looked into when I first started. Victoria and I looked into this when we first started investing. All sorts of commercial opportunities, from Walgreens and storage facilities and all sorts of other opportunities. So there are some. I know I'm beating around the question that you asked.
It's okay. So I mean, really, a couple things I see. Jelani, Lawant, you're right. You need capital, right? So a lot of times you're going to need, if you get a loan, you're going to need anywhere from 20 to 30% down. Right? If you're trying to buy a strip mall in South Florida, you're probably looking at a minimum $2 million, depending on where you're at. So that's problem or challenge number one, right? Do you have $600,000 plus cost? Challenge number two, right, is what happened during the pandemic, right? We've seen a movement for office space. So, hey, I own this office building, and now guess what? People are working from home. They're working remote. So office space took a hit, right? Whether you're in New York, San Francisco, all these buildings have really taken a massive hit. So that's number two. The third thing I'm going to say, a lot of times, on the commercial side, not only are you working with commercial brokers, the person that owns it is usually pretty sophisticated. And what I mean by that is the chances of getting great discounts may or may not be that probable, right? It's a big company that owns this, And the other thing is, if it's a really good deal or a good kind of property, you are dealing with institutional buyers, the Blackstones out there, right? They're gonna go in there and they're gonna pay more on that. They can move faster with cash. So again, everything that I'm talking about category, there's the good and the bad. The reason I'm actually doing this class is a lot of times all I ever hear about the good. When you own the RIA and you've been around for real estate, for every good thing, there's always been a challenge also. And for us as real estate investors, we have to figure out what our risk level is, what's important to us. And that makes a big difference also. Tax liens. So some of you guys are talking about tax liens, and I know that's been the new shiny object for a while. So what I'm going to tell you down here in South Florida, there's about 5 or 6 companies that buy everything. So it gets to the tax lien auction. It's not as easy. Carl Shealy, one of our contractors, he is actually buying tax liens in Florida in some small towns that I've never heard of at all. Like he's literally still going out there, like on site on the auction. The challenge here, especially in South Florida, you could buy these deeds online, and you're really battling these other companies out there. So is it a good thing? Yes. Is it a bad thing? Yes. No, I'm kidding. It's good and bad depending on where you're at. So one of the things that for me, I personally have not done tax liens. I also, I'm not looking to do it in other states because if I do get the property, now what am I going to do with it? I don't know the area well enough. Can I wholesale it? Again, it is a great strategy. What I've seen in South Florida, it's just tough. So if you're picking smaller markets, absolutely. One of the things I would tell you is definitely have boots on the ground and know those tertiary markets. And when I say tertiary, like that could be even Lakeland's a little too much, but maybe it's a small place in Alabama, outside of Birmingham, right? It's in different spots of Indiana. These little sleepy towns where there's not as much competition. At the same time, what we've seen is that their appreciation is not the same either, right? So that makes a big difference also. Oop, I don't know what just happened there. My slides went moving there. Sorry about that. Make sure it's, and then the next one is auctions. So how many guys have bought something on auction? Put in the chat if you bought anything on auction. And so auctions were really popular in, gosh, when the big recession happened. There were so many properties out there. So a couple of challenges. Auction is, especially most auctions are online. So now here in South Florida, we're competing with money from overseas. We're competing from other groups. One of the guys that I knew, this was a couple of years back, they bought over 90 houses in Broward County, and they lost money on 1/3 of them, and they were okay with it, right? They had full-time people looking at this. One of the other negative, Harry, you want to talk about some of the negative or challenges you may have by trying to buy something on auction? I'll let you pick a couple.
Most of the time, you don't know what the property looks like. So a lot of the big players, they will win the bid, win the auction, and they have people on the road that immediately go to the property. And before the buyer submits the balance to purchase the property, they determine if it's a deal or not, and may lose that deposit, which could be significant. They'd rather lose the deposit than spend all this additional money and lose more.
Yeah, I mean, the other big thing is if you win the auction, within you got to put a $5,000 deposit. The money has to be there next day. If you haven't done like the title search before, you might not know about liens or from the city or violations. We've seen houses where it looks great on the outside, and you go inside, it's disgusting, right? It's almost a shell. They might have tenants or squatters, all the above. So the answer, and sometimes, the banks, they're not fools, meaning they'll set a really high minimum price. And so they're just hoping someone else overpays, right? So there's a lot of inexperienced people buying auctions. Again, I'm mostly focusing on our three markets here in South Florida, right? So if you say, hey, I've been buying stuff in Georgia at these little, got it. Again, the auctions, the good end of it is they should be motivated, right? It is going to sell. We have bought stuff in auctions. The reason we bought them because we were doing a short sale. The bank took it auction. We already knew the property very well, right? So some people make a lot of money on that. Lease options, right? So lease options, the pros are that it's very little money out of your pocket. It's an option fee. When I say an option fee, it's a non-refundable fee. So you could literally control a property, I don't know, you put $1,000 down or $5,000 and you're locking the price. The pros are you're locking the price. Usually you want to do at least 2 or 3 years. So imagine I look at a property, high-risk property, and I put $5,000 down. That's non-refundable, and I lock the price for $300,000 with an option to buy in 3 years, right? And my payments are, I don't know, $2,000 a month, and I could rent it out for $2,500 or $3,000. So I should make some money in between. So that's the pros of you're locking the price. If prices go up, I'm going to take that option. So one of our friends, my friends, Ryan Garrison out of state of Washington, he leased option 3 of his houses during the pandemic because he was freaking out. He's like, oh my God, I'm not sure what to do. I need to get someone in there. And guess what happened after a year, right? Or so, all the prices skyrocketed. So he literally lost $100,000 per equity per house because they took the option fee, right? So the pros are if it goes up, if the prices go down, you don't have to take the option. The cons, right? You got to explain this to a homeowner. Also, you do need to have the right paperwork, and you definitely want to have a cash flow in between, right? So some of the challenges, if you don't know the strategy that well, and we'll go over that in our 2-day quick start. My favorite thing is private lending. I use my self-directed Roth. The pros are you're the bank, right? Where you're getting payments, interest, all the above. The cons are when you lend out money and the prices go down, or you lend out money and the investor doesn't do what he says he does, or takes the money, doesn't rehab it correctly, or he's not a good rehabber. So there are negatives of private lending. It just depends on that. And again, the pros, you could use your self-directed Roth IRA, traditional IRA, all the above out there. So I do love private lending. I do that for our students where I put up 100% of the money for the deals. Some of you guys have talked about self-storage. I like the concept of self-storage. The big guys, like when I say the big guys, the Public Storages, those kind of companies, they usually cost, if you're building from scratch, I have a really good friend that does that. They usually cost $4 to $6 million to construct between land and construction costs. It usually takes about 2.5 years to settle, meaning where now it's cash flowing. And usually to get your return on money, it's 6 or 7 years. And then it's a cash cow. So the cons can be, again, you need big money. You got to have construction. You got to understand management. There are smaller self-storages that you can buy, the ones that you kind of just drive up to in these little areas. The pros are, not that many people, right, to work it. If you really have a gates and systems, you should be okay. The cons are usually they're older, right? So the maintenance may or may not be that great. A lot of them are not air conditioned. And again, you're still managing and your money is, tied up again. So you do need that experience. REITs. So how many of you guys have heard of REITs? Real Estate Investment Trust, right? So Blackstone, some of these big guys have REITs, right? There's different REITs for commercial, multifamily, all the different kinds out there, right? So the pros are you could get in relatively pretty cheap. Again, your experts are, or the people who are running the REITs should be experts on what they do. So it's a good way to leverage their expertise. Some of the REITs have a minimum deposit, so it won't be $100. They might have 5, 10, 20, 25,000 or more. So it can take up some capital. The negative, right? So some of the things that some of the REITs, actually I saw not too recent, but recent, Blackstone, because the office buildings were a mess, people wanted to pull out their money and they wouldn't let them pull out the money. So they only let 15% of the people pull out the money. So if you start reading all the paperwork, right, it's always good when it's good. The challenge is you may run into liquidity when you need the money. So again, you're basically touching, or having faith in these other experts out there. So I personally have not done a REIT also either. It's not something I'm interested. How many guys are interested in land development? All right, I want to build something. So the pros are you get to construction from beginning to the end, and that could be a con also. Meaning you could do higher and best use, right? You found a place, you got enough land out there, and you know what? Instead of building a single unit, you might be able to build a duplex or a fourplex, right? Or the folio might be able to add a second house. So it is a good way to create something. The challenge can be loans, right? Interest rates. Again, they might do a commercial loan for you, or a land development construction loan. And then you got to convert it into a permanent loan if you're going to keep it. Well, what happens? You're building spec homes and now interest rates go up, right? You didn't have something fixed. Your costs go up, right? You're literally, depending on what you're building, you're forecasting 2 or 3 years out. Well, the market looks great today. What happens in 2 years? What happens to interest rates? Right? So those are some of the cons. Again, you need some money. You got to know construction. Now you're actually in development. So I've seen a lot of people on the developers make a lot of money, and I've seen a lot of developers go belly up. Literally putting millions of dollars, or they're trying to build a development and now they can't, or they bought 10 houses and it's not working, right? So that could be a challenge also, right? How many guys have actually done land development? I've actually built one house or been part of one. The other one is real estate syndication. So real estate syndication is really popular with multifamily, right? Where Harry puts up a little bit of money, I put up some money, and we're limited partners. So the pros are you could get into big deals using or with other people using their money, right? So, or combining our money together. Harry puts up 25, I put 25, Alexa puts 25, and before you know it, it's $2 million we're buying this asset that's not that has challenges, right? We need to upgrade it. Maybe it's empty, maybe it needs to be renovated. And the idea with the syndication is that, hey, we're going to fix it, we're going to stabilize it, we're going to refinance and get our money back. So you're usually looking at a 3 to 5 year investment, is what I'm going to tell you. So some of the negatives, right, is that you got to put up, there's a minimum amount. The negative may or may not be that your money's tied up for 3 to 5 years. Prices go down, right? Or rents go down, could be something. The big challenge right now that we've seen is the interest rates, right? So people that got into those multifamily, I've seen a couple on belly up in Texas, where I have personal friends that invested a lot of money and, from 5 million, 10 million, and now their loan is due, right? They fixed up the units. Sounds great. Rent went up and now they have to refinance and they can't refinance. And the reason is the rates went from 3.5% to 7.5%. Right? That can be a challenge. The other thing, if you guys have done syndication, the call that you never want is the one that's the capital call. Hey, Anish, we just found out the roof has got way worse damage than we thought. We're asking all investors to put more money in. So that could be the cons. And again, I've seen a lot of syndications go under where you're the limited partner, right? So you really have no say what happens, whether, hey, I want to sell, I want to paint it, I want to do this. Those are all up to the general partners. Seller financing, I love on our buying stuff, seller financing. The positive is that you could actually do it with very little money if you do it right. Note School, Eddie Speed, we've had him in the past. And what they were telling me, I talked to their group that they bought $33 million in notes. 1/3 of them had 0% down and 0% interest. The other benefit is it doesn't show up on your credit report, right? You could get into properties real quick, in and out, right? So credit's not important. It could be a limited amount of money. So those are the pros, right? What's the cons? What could be some of the challenges in seller financing? Right? For them, they got to trust you. Number one, am I really going to fix this? They have to trust that I'm going to pay them. Right? On the buyer side, there really isn't many cons. On the seller side, if you're seller financing somebody, you might have to foreclose on them. Right? So depending on what state you're doing, you got to make sure your laws. The other challenges you could, based on RESPA, you can only do so many seller financing deals and not be a dealer. So there's some other things that you have to make sure, and you have to qualify them the correct way. So if you're seller financing your properties, make sure you're doing it correctly. Real estate partnerships, right? How many of you guys love real estate partnerships, right? They could be JV agreements. You met someone at the RIA, you're at the Saturday event, and you say, hey, I like you, Harry, I like you, Alexa, let's buy this together, right? You're leveraging each other's skill set, maybe money, right? Maybe so-and-so has the money, like Harry has the money and I don't. It could be something like that. So you can take down more properties. Maybe, I'm doing it with Carl Sheely and he's going to do the rehab. I'm putting up the money and I'll help sell it. Partnerships can be fantastic. And then what's the cons? What are some of the cons? How many of you guys have been in a partnership? What can be one of the cons? The number one is they don't do what they said they were going to do. They flake out, right? They were going to, I put up the money and they were going to do the rehab. Now they're not doing the rehab. They were going to do the open houses. They're going to help sell it. They're going to raise the money. So the cons can be, right? If you, and again, yeah, exiting, exactly, Ron. So one of the things that's really important if you're doing partnerships, LLCs together, is to have an operating agreement. So some of you guys were with us Saturday with Lee Phillips. It is, I can't even begin to tell you how important an operating agreement that spells out everything in these real estate partnerships. Let's say, Harry and I are partners and God forbid I pass away. Guess what? Does he want to be partners with my wife on the project? Probably not. So you always have to figure out when things go wrong, right? What happens if we didn't budget correctly? We only budgeted $100,000. Is the hard money loan in both of our names? What do we do about capital? Right? So these are the things that you have to worry about on real estate partnerships. Again, today's webinar is really about, for all the good, I'm going to tell you some of the bad, or what to look out for is what I'm going to say. I don't want to say bad, but what to look out for. Subject to. How many of you guys understand what subject to? And we'll dive deeper in this on the 2-day quick start. So subject to is I'm going to take over an existing mortgage. Keywords, I am not assuming the mortgage. Assumption is you're actually getting qualified with the lender, right? Harry's got a mortgage. I talk about, hey, I'm going to take over your mortgage versus assuming it. Assuming I have to get qualified. That's a big no-no. You can get in a lot of trouble by saying that to a homeowner. They get an attorney, you're going to be in some trouble. The benefits are what? Taking advantage of lower interest rates. Not on your credit, right? Can be no cash or minimal cash. Controlling properties, right? You could do wraps, you could seller finance those. Those are some of the benefits. What are some of the negative things? Harry, what do you think some of the negative things on subject to can be? Usually there's the big one.
Well, what if the person doesn't agree to pay the mortgage payment?
Yeah, right. So like what happens exactly? And you want to make sure you're doing this correctly. You want to make sure you're making the payments for them. vice versa. They're going to want to make sure you're paying their mortgage. Number one, right? Number two is if you do it incorrectly, there's a due on sale clause. So anyone that's ever gotten a mortgage, you probably had a 100-page document, and it literally says if you sell, the due on sale clause is automatically happening. So have I seen it? I personally have not seen. I've heard a couple people it's happened to them. They set up their subject to, they did it incorrectly. So you want to make sure it is done correctly. Some of the things that can go wrong, again, if you're renting it out, your renter doesn't pay and you're not paying the mortgage. Again, this is a big trust end of it on the other side. And at the same time, you could get a lot of deals. I know there's some big people out there that really push subject to and creative financing. My answer is yes, I like them too, right? You could also do notes, right? How many guys you want to buy performing or non-performing notes? So the benefit is some of the notes can be really small, 10, 15, 20. I'm only buying first mortgage notes. I like performing versus non-performing. The challenge with non-performing, yes, can I do the short sale with them? Can I negotiate with them? You need a team for all that. And well, what happens if it's not local? I'm picking another state. I don't know the state laws on foreclosure. I might not know the condition. So those can be some of the challenges. And if you really do it right and they're performing, some people like notes. It's a great way to make cash and really being the lender. Mobile home parks. So what I'm going to tell you is I love mobile home parks, and there's few and far between. It's going to cost a lot of money to buy these. The benefit is that you actually own the land and they pay you monthly is one of the benefits. I'm not the guy that buys one mobile home at a time. I'm not a fan of that. That's just too much work for the money in general, and that's what it costs. The negatives is you need a lot of money, and there's not a lot of people out there doing that. Or there's, let me rephrase that. There's people that specifically do that. There's not as much opportunity versus the people that are experts that are actually buying the parks. Again, I know some groups that's all they specialize on. And then, of course, the last way to invest is get a coach, right? So the question, what's the benefit having a coach? And we'll kind of talk about that too, right? So what are my favorite ones? So my favorite ones, of course, is wholesaling, flipping, vacation and short-term rentals, and obviously getting a coach or mentor. My answer on wholesaling versus flipping, again, we went through the benefits on both. The answer is yes to both. So for me, I just like making money. Some of the benefits of wholesaling, it's minimal cash to get started. If you do it correctly, right, you can't lose any money on that. Minimal staff, right? How many guys love not having a massive team? And also it could be done virtually. You could literally buy properties in other states, counties, or you could be living abroad. We have a lot of people that are doing it. If you're flipping real estate, you should have larger profits. It takes more time, which can be riskier, right? We talked about the permits. You need a power team to complete, and you need more money, right? So the question might be, if you don't have a big line of credit or some of the massive lenders, you may only be able to do one job at a time. So who do you need on your power team, right? You need contractors, handymen, realtors, title companies, mortgage partners, mortgage brokers. So the great thing is when you join our mentoring program, I got you covered. And also, if you're not part of our mentoring program, come to the meetings. We literally have every one of these people, right? So again, you have to build out a team. And so for me, right, people always ask me, what's the importance of having a real estate coach? So for me, and again, I've spent a lot of money on real estate coaching, and why you should have me as your mentor and our team. How many guys love that I put up 100% of the money for the deals? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay. No one cares. Okay, they all have money. Juliana, yes, I know that's why you joined our coaching program. Yeah, I'm taking on all the risk, guys. How many guys have analysis paralysis, right? I don't know what to do. I can't figure this out. How would you guys like that? We take care of that. No more analysis paralysis. You're working one-on-one with your mentor. Yep. We could do this all day, right? How many guys understand I have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list? What that means is when we get the property under contract and it's a good price, we can move it fast for you. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep, Lawanda, I see you. And how many guys realize that we're local and active investors, right? I live down in Fort Lauderdale, right on Las Olas, right? Harry lives in Pompano Beach. Michael and Mabby are in West Palm Beach, right? So we are local investors. We practice what we preach. I'm not talking about stuff that we did 30, 40 years ago, 15 years ago. We know what's happening in the market because we're in there, right? So that's why this is why you want me to become your real estate mentor. And so what I'm going to show you is some of our success stories. So this house right here in Broward Boulevard, you couldn't even see it from the road. Harry, you want to quickly go over Julio's house and deal?
Yep, Julio found this, wasn't in pre-foreclosure. He just noticed it was very overgrown. Believe it or not, the person was living there. There was no access to the beds, baths, and kitchens for over 5 years. Julio contacted the son, and who wasn't happy that his father was living like this. All they needed was time. We gave them the time. They wanted a certain profit margin so that he could move. We were able to comply with that. Initially, they wanted $700,000 for the house. They wanted to walk with 200. I think they ended up walking with like 250, 260. And we were able to, we cleaned it out because obviously there was a mess. But we were able to make a significant wholesale profit on this. There was $386,000 in city liens because we were working working on the reduction of the liens and bringing the violations to compliance before we even owned it. Code officers spoke to the magistrate for us and brought it down to $3. So we were able to reduce. We have the talent and to reduce those liens in many, many cities. And also we have, Nish has the knowledge to close on these deals with the liens where you couldn't do that with your hard money lenders or anything like that.
Absolutely. And yeah, this is another Julio's deal. This was a double probate. Again, knocking on doors, right? Driving for dollars is what we've done. And when you do our 2-day quick start, we're going to show you the off-market deals that we get. This is, again, not listed. I would have probably passed on that in the beginning. We cleaned it out. And what we didn't realize was that, and you see the wood down there, is that it was the floor actually was falling apart to the point that it would touch the ground. So we had to actually put wood on there so we wouldn't fall through, right? So again, probate, double probate. These are $110,000 net profit. We always talk about net profit, never gross. And again, our student made 50% on this deal. This was another deal, reverse mortgage short sale. The people were going to walk away from the house. And Harry and Victoria, as experts on short sales, were able to negotiate the house, get some money for the family. And at the time, this was our record with $179,000 profit. Can you imagine doing one deal? How many guys would love to do one deal and put $179,000 in your pocket, right?
Now, also, before we go to the next one, keep in mind that the bank wanted more money than the house was worth after fixed it up. And we were able to create the equity and insanely that kind of profit.
Yep, exactly. And so this is another house that Harry and Victoria did. This is all black mold, unsafe structure. And again, we know exactly how to negotiate these. And you're seeing a ton of 6-figure profits, right? So you're like, wow. Again, we're about, not quantity, but how much money in your pocket. We've been averaging close to $40,000 per wholesale deal. Pre-pandemic, it was probably about $20,000. So our numbers are pretty big in general. The industry average on wholesaling is probably about $5,000 to $8,000, which is still great for not actually doing anything to the house, right? So those are pretty good on that. And so now I know some of you guys are thinking, Yeah, it all sounds great, but can I really do this? And this is one of our students, what Antonio said about it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So.
Yeah, so Antonio's been fantastic, and he's the short-term rental gentleman I was talking about. Loves short-term rentals. That's one of his passions, and his numbers are out of control. So this was one of Harry's other deals, Harry and Victoria's other deals. They put $1,000 down, and one of the things that we talk about is how to make money and keep as much money as possible. So one of the strategies we talk about is buying through your self-directed Roth IRA. We cleaned it up. Again, this was a probate or a regular deal, Harry?
It was a probate because the guy died. We found the heir. We did not clean it up. We cleaned it out. That's all we did.
Sorry.
Just cleaned it out. And we were able to turn it into $145,000 tax-free profit, net profit. These are not HGTV numbers, guys. This is actual cash in pocket.
Yep. This is another duplex, or actually two duplexes. Same thing. Harry and Victoria are always about fixing problems. And so this deal netted $265,000 tax-free. So if you're counting two deals, tax-free, $400,000 without doing any work. We also fix houses. People are saying, hey, you guys just wholesale. And my answer is we do both, right? And again, we could have wholesaled this house, made about I think we would have made about 10 grand. We knew it was a super easy rehab because the bones were good, the roof was good, the windows were good too. So we rehabbed it, staged the house. And so we made a net profit of $60,000 on this deal where the student made half, learned how to rehab. So when you join our elite program, I will put up money for the rehab also. You'll work with your mentor and Carl Shealy on fixing the property, so you'll learn hands-on too. So I know the numbers are pretty crazy on what we're doing and impressive. So here's another one of our students, what he had to say.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM RIA. Before joining BPM RIA, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years, and I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM RIA, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yep. So Kevin is also a realtor, a longtime landlord, and he said, "Look, I want to learn how to wholesale and find some deals too." He's a buy and hold guy, and he's like, "Hey, let me make some money." And his first deal was a $90,000 profit that we wholesaled. Again, so here's another house in Hollywood, Great Bones. It was a short sale. You're starting to see we rehab it the same way, the same colors, staging, all the above. So this was Latanya, pretty good deal. Net profit was $167,000, where Latanya made 80 something thousand dollars. And this is from the day we bought it to the day we rehabbed it too. So pretty good deal on that one. So this was a house in North Miami Beach, knocking on doors. And this was our deal with Violet. She had a person, actually a neighbor, call her and say, "Hey, you got to come by the house," because what she did was she flipped another house in the neighborhood. And we always talk about, hey, make sure you talk to other neighbors, let them know. And she paid them $1,000 for the referral. So imagine spending $1,000 to make $170,000, right? This is Julio's deal. We're looking to rehab it, and we got an offer that we couldn't refuse, right? He was driving for dollars, and he saw the door open and people cleaning it out. So we looked at the rehab numbers, we got a great offer, and we netted another $122,000 on this deal. So, like, you guys are starting to see some pretty big numbers on our six figures. This house we bought in South Miami, they thought it was a tear down. This is actually, if you could believe it, cleaned up. And we bought this house for $150,000. We wholesaled it, and this was a pretty good profit, $235,000. How many guys are loving this stuff, right? Give me a yeah, buddy. How many guys say, hey, if I only did one deal a year, it's going to change my life? And me taking risks, right? So this is a 55 and over neighborhood on the outside. Imagine buying this auction. It doesn't look bad. And then look inside, the black mold, right? So we looked at, rehabbing this house. And again, guess what? We found someone, we wholesaled it, $61,000 profit too. This is one of my.
It's in a 55 and older community too, so after repair values are much less than most neighborhoods.
Yep. This was a lady in pre-foreclosure and probate. Her husband passed away. She was living in El Salvador. Our student Marcella went out there with her coach Harry. We got the deal under contract, and we paid for her closing costs. She was super excited all the way through. We looked at, again, rehabbing the house because she's an elite student. And then we got an offer, and the net profit was $102,000. I'm going to play a little quick video what our student Nicole said after doing the 2-day quick start.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart, and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yep. And so the great thing about Nicole is, and many of you guys are working full time. So can you do this part time? Absolutely. How many of you guys realize this is not a get rich quick thing, right? You have to build a business. You're pushing all the risk to me. One of the things that we do is, again, we put up 100% of the money for the deals. We go 50-50 on the net profits, right? So I'm putting up the money for the deposit. I'm putting up money for inspection, appraisals if we ever have to. We take away the analysis paralysis situation. That's never going to stop you anymore. The mentors get paid out of my 50%, so they have a vested interest in you doing well. And then you have direct access to your mentors. How many guys would love to have access to a mentor? Put in the chat. That's important to you. Or is it, putting up the money for the deals, right? So a lot of you guys are out there, trying to do real estate on your own. And so for us, right, we only take 6 students per month. And the reason we only take 6 students per month is we give you unlimited access to your mentors. So I know I have a little surprise for you guys too, that again, I know Alexa talked about our 2-day quick start program. We're going to go over assignments and double closings. Kevin Thatcher is going to be a guest on it. Carl Shealy is going to talk about how to rehab houses, what to look out for. Francisco Mago is going to talk about REFX, the software we find deals. Jose Ramirez are from Advanced Tax Advisors. He's going to talk about how to set up the right corporation, cost segregation. It's our last one of the year. So besides some special bonuses, this is only for the people that sign up today. I'm going to give you 2 tickets to Marshall Silver. So some of you guys did Turning Point. That's almost $6,000 value. Transactional funding. I'll put up money for deals for the same day closing when you sign up today, right? So make sure you get these bonuses. Our co-wholesaling program is worth $40,000. We're going to help you find buyers once we have it under contract. And of course, our experienced power team. So it's a total of $80,990 of bonuses, right? So you have to sign up today. And then more importantly, I even give you a money back guarantee, guys, right? After the first day, you say, hey, it's not for me, right? I didn't really think it, I didn't get what I thought I would. 100% will give you your money back all the way through. So that's pretty important. And now here's the thing, what I'm going to talk about. How many of you guys are veterans on this call? If you guys are a veteran, again, I want to thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
And or you know a veteran. Could be a family member of any kind.
And if you want to keep it private, that's okay. We just sent an email and we asked, anyone who's a veteran to reply to the email. But
Yes.
please don't be shy.
Okay, so here's the deal. What I'm doing, it's just because I'm so grateful, is that if you're a veteran, right, and or you have a family member or someone close, I am going to give you the 2-day quick start this weekend for free. Yes, you heard that right. So it's on me. So if you do have a veteran, so this is only going to be good till tomorrow. So why I'm saying that is we keep the events small in general. So again, I want to be very thankful for the life I live, and it's for these young men and women that protect us, and for the guys that have done this forever, all the way through. Arlise, thank you. Obviously your son, that's awesome. So here's the deal. I think Alexa actually put her email in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a veteran and you want to give them a gift, what we do ask is that they're free for Saturday, Sunday. And, since I'm doing it for this weekend also, they're going to get all the bonuses for free too. So I'm throwing all that stuff in there. So they get the tickets, you name it, I got you.
Thanks.
So anyone that, that wants to, do this and you want to give them a gift, let them know that BPM RIA, we got your back, just like you got our back. So all you have to do again is just have them send Alexa an email. And so, and here's the other thing that I'm doing also is it's 100% the honor system, right? So if that's the case, and I'm not going to ask for a proof. I'm just going to go by, your word means everything to us. So we've never done that. It just happens that we're doing a webinar on Veterans Day, and our conversation prior to the webinar was, man, how grateful we are, as these young men and women are serving all around the world to give us the freedom to do what we want. So if you have a veteran friend, pass this on. Again, we're going to close this by tomorrow. It's just because of the amount of people. We still want to keep the event small. Saying all that, some of you guys are saying, listen, I'm ready to do this. Remember, I give you a money back guarantee. Prices are going to go up next year. So you might say, look, I can't do it this weekend. Lock in the dates or lock in the pricing, I should say, for next year for the quick start. So make sure you do that. And then I know one lucky person is actually going to get a free ticket. So who is the lucky
I already
person?
checked that they have not attended. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. So congratulations to our raffle winner that is still on here. Yes, they are. Congratulations, Mark C.
All right, Mark.
Mark C, I'll get in touch with you. Look out for my text and email to confirm your availability for this weekend.
Yeah. So put in chat. How many guys are loving this stuff? How many guys thought today was something you learned, right? And
Hopefully learn one thing.
yeah, right. You're saying, hey, and the answer is, look, there's a lot of ways to make money in real estate. I just want, the pros and the cons is really important. And again, I've spent well over, even these last 3 years, well over masterminds, over $200,000 on masterminds, mentorship, all the above, because they've already made the mistakes, and I'd rather learn from them too. And congrats, Mark, all the way through. Harry, any last words you got?
Just that when you get started, or even if you're involved, just keep staying plugged in, because the industry is constantly changing. And whether the market's going up, down, or sideways, there's always a way to make money from this industry. Just stay plugged in with a group that's always involved with all these changes as rapidly as they're taking place.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, some of you guys might be ready to actually join our mentoring program. Book a discovery call. The quick start is already included. And I believe we only have 3 spots for November left. So, if you want to go ahead and book a discovery call, ask us questions. And lastly, which I almost forgot, is we do have a new funding partner. So we do have a company that is doing 0% interest. There is a fee to get it. We do have a link, and if you're interested in getting funding for your education, we can put you together, and they give you some quick answers, and it's a soft credit pull too. So
Absolutely. I'll be sure to send you guys that link and all of the links that you need in a follow-up email. I'll go ahead and send that to everyone as soon as we get off this webinar, but I'll pop it in the chat right now real quick. This is our new funding, guys, new, and Anish is a big fan. So
yeah, they've been great all the way through. So there's a way. Imagine this. You might get funding for the full tuition, and then I'm putting up the money for the deals, and I'm paying for the software. So if you leverage it correctly, you can literally get out of this with 0 money out of your pocket. So again, thank you guys so much. I'm excited to see a lot of you guys this weekend. And again, we want to thank our troops, and make sure you if you know anyone that's a veteran or in our armed forces, make sure you say thank you to them too. So thank you guys, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Look
Thanks,
out for
guys.
that Black Friday sale. It's coming. So
Yep.
keep an eye on the socials. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks. Bye.